Are you looking for a podcast about getting an extra job for your extra hobbies?
Well, then you must be thinking of another podcast.
Oh! Good evening, Kelsey!
Good evening, Robert!
You're back!
We're back, baby!
Dang, man, I haven't seen you in so long.
I just flew all the way from Japan, and boy, are
Don't
my
you
arms
say it.
tired.
God damn it! Let's crack into this.
Yes.
Man, haven't had one in a little minute.
I deserve this.
Oh. Crispy. So, last we heard, yeah, you were going to Japan.
Yeah, and I went, and I
Yeah,
saw, and
we've
I
been doing-
conquered.
Interludes, Zeitgeist releases, all kinds of stuff in the meantime. You were
Yes,
never
yes.
high and dry on a Monday, but it is a fresh new episode.
So happy to be here. Thank you
A
for having me.
Japanisode,
Yeah.
if you will. I would love to hear everything about
Right.
your trip and everything about, because I feel like we forget why the hell you went, which was entirely for
Yeah.
a Star Wars convention. It's not
Yeah.
about, it's not about Japan.
I know. Okay.
We were there for Star Wars.
I will
So-
fully get into that when the
Okay.
day arrives. So I just kind of want to go in order of the shit that happened, I think, because that's, chronologically is the best way to do it.
That makes sense.
But I just have some overall thoughts too that I want to lead with. So,
Okay.
okay, first of all, before I even got to Japan, I told you about my flight, right? I texted you this whole saga.
Yes.
My first flight. Okay.
yeah.
We were scheduled to leave at 7 in the morning. So we were at the airport at 4 in the morning. It was fucking early. So we get on the plane, we board it and everything, and we're sitting down and we're hanging out, and they just kind of left us on the tarmac for a little while, and we were all like, what's going on? And they weren't really
Yeah.
communicating anything. And eventually it came around, they came on the intercom and they were like, okay, so there's some kind of a mechanical issue with the plane, so we're fixing on that. It'll be another minute. We're like, okay. So we wait
Yeah.
for, a little bit longer. And the guy comes back on the intercom and he's like, I'm going to keep you guys informed on what's happening, but we're going to be sitting here for a little bit. And they're like, we're going to go ahead and bring water around. I'm like, okay. When they start bringing the water around, shit's gone wrong. Because at that
yeah.
point, I think they're legally supposed to provide water or some kind of refreshment at a certain hour mark. I think at the 2-hour mark at this point.
Oh.
We have been sitting on the tarmac for 2
Okay.
hours. Yeah, it was a long time.
See, my brain just went Diner Dash when you left your... Do you remember Diner Dash?
The little video game?
Yeah, one of the greatest games of all time. You're
Okay.
taking the orders and stuff. You could buy the espresso machine to prolong people from getting angry when the food took too long.
There you
So
go.
so I always think complimentary beverage means I'm trying to have you not get pissed off because I'm probably pissing you off.
I would have killed for an espresso, but no, it was just straight water. Not even cold water, just water. But anyway, to make a long, frustrating story short, they deplaned us after I think 2.5, 3 hours
Ugh.
sitting on the tarmac. I hated a whole time. I was so mad because I hate, one of my fucking pet peeves is sitting in a plane and not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Let me off the plane if we're not going to go anywhere. There was an issue with the braking of the plane. So thank goodness they didn't take off. I'd rather have brakes when we get to where we're going, but
Yeah, that would be good.
so there's a function within the plane where you can with the in-seat entertainment, the little screen in the back of the person in front of you's seat.
Yeah.
You can plug in your connecting flight information because we weren't flying straight to Japan. We were
Yeah.
flying to Canada and then to Japan. You can plug in your information there and it'll tell you okay, so you're going to land here. You have to get to this terminal and you're going to have this long to do it. And we had,
Oh, that's useful. I like that.
it's so useful. We had a comfortable 3-hour layover planned by this point in time. When we deplaned, we were
Wow.
we're going to have to get a different flight because the plane was already, 3 hours late. So there's no
Yeah.
way in hell we're making our connecting flight. So we get deplaned. We go back into the airport. There's a long line that we have to wait in to get to the front of the counter where they're like offering meal vouchers. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about a meal voucher. I want to know, like, how am I getting to Japan now?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we can't help you with that here. You're just going to have to go to your next gate and they're going to help you with that there. And I'm like, okay, well,
Okay.
where's the next gate? So we had to like go to a whole different terminal and get to, it was a whole fucking thing. The plane didn't end up taking off until like 8 hours later than it was supposed to.
Woof.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know. But Air Canada was very apologetic about it, as the Canadian way. They ended up giving us like $45
Free
in
maple syrup for everybody.
Yeah, free maple syrup. We each got $45 in meal vouchers when we
Oh.
got to Canada.
Okay.
The DFW airport, they were like, you can get $15, but it's only in this terminal and it's only for like 2 hours. You have to get it now, or you're never gonna get it again.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we were like, fuck that. Ended up landing in Canada, and we had to stay the night there. So they put us up in a hotel for free. They gave us free food, and then they also comped the flights, which was amazing. So we have.
Oh, hell yeah.
They didn't like refund the flight. We just have $800 in flight credits now. So
Oh, okay.
I have to fly Air Canada again, which I'm not thrilled about, but free flight's better than no flight. So
Does that have a time limit? Or is
no,
Canada
actually,
like,
it's
nope,
just like
nope.
whenever. Yeah, they were very kind about it. All the shit was just like, cash it in whenever you want, baby.
Okay.
So maybe I'll go to Canada. But anyway, the plane finally lands. We missed the entire first day in Japan, so we're pretty bummed about
Yeah.
that shit. But luckily for us, we don't plan anything because we know now on vacation that it's going to get fucked up. So we just don't plan ahead.
So day
The only
one is
thing-
always shot. So you're like, hey,
Yeah.
check that off the list. Ding, ding. Did
Yep,
it.
boom, day one complete. The only thing we planned throughout the entire trip, like specifically got tickets for, was the Star Wars Festival convention. Convention? I
Convention.
would call it a convention. A celebration is what they call it.
Yeah.
Star Wars celebration. And that was not until the weekend, so we had plenty of time to fuck around.
okay.
And fuck around we did. So our first day and night in Japan we spent in Shibuya, which, okay, what you're probably familiar with in Shibuya is, the Shibuya Scramble?
Maybe.
It's like, if you Google a picture of it, you'll be like, oh, that thing. It's like the world's biggest, busiest crosswalk. Like millions of people cross it at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep. Okay.
that's the first thing that happened to us when we exited Japan. So we
Oh, man.
got off the plane. We got this amazing card called the Suica card, SUICA, and what it does, it's like a public transport card. You load it up with however much money, but it works
Okay.
fucking everywhere. You can get a train with it. You can get a cab with it. You can get like a bus with it. You can pay with it in restaurants.
Okay.
In and out of the train station. You can use it on the vending machines. You can use it fucking anywhere. So it's just like a cool little debit card basically that works for all of Japan, and most specifically the public transport. So that was really awesome to have, and I really wish we had something like that here. I wish we had
Yeah.
any fucking public transport here, because holy shit. Like, I got so used to the trains. I was just
Yeah.
so happy to like have the ability, like anywhere you are, you're 10 minutes walk from a train station, and you
Yeah.
can just like go get on the train and take it to anywhere you want in Japan. Like, they go fucking everywhere. And like, it's not a direct shot. Sure, you have to like change trains sometimes, and that can be confusing if you don't know how to read a train map, or if you don't have
Yeah.
Google Maps telling you what to do. But you can go anywhere, and trains are so cheap, and they're so quiet. Like, it's so weird how quiet the trains are. Everyone on the train is just like silently staring ahead, either at their phone or out
Yeah.
the window, or they're sleeping. Never underestimate the Japanese ability to just like knock out on a train. They get on, they sit down, they fall asleep so hard their heads are in their laps. And then
Yeah.
when they hit their stop, they just know, and they wake up and then they just get off. It was fascinating. I guess if
about
you read
to
the
say-
trains.
I'm looking it up now, but you were
Mhm.
talking about the trains. Isn't Japan the people that used fungus to come up with the most efficient train system.
I have no idea, but that sounds fascinating.
Somebody did that, and so I'm reading about it, but I guess they grew mold, and it actually like grew the same network that like their train system uses, and actually
That's
found like a couple more
crazy.
ways to make it a little bit more efficient, because
What?
nature is always trying to be as efficient as it can be.
Yeah.
So they literally let fungus design it or something.
That's nuts. I would love to read about that.
I'll see if I can find something about it, because I remember hearing about it, but it looks like they more tried to see if it would mimic it, and it almost like completely mimicked the train system that they already have or something.
That's nuts.
Yeah. But you said how they go everywhere, and I was like, well, yeah, the mold trains, they just go wherever they
The
need to go.
fungus trains. They know where
Yeah.
they need to go. Yeah, so I mean, they do know where they need to go. They go fucking everywhere, and like anywhere that you want to go, it's so easy to just pull up a map and plan it and be like, okay, we take the green line here, we get off at the blue line and take that over there, and then we take the orange line and finish it out.
Is every train a speed train? Or okay, so there's like only like the one speed train, but the rest of them
Yeah.
normal metro, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay,
the bullet train is called the Shinkansen, and that one you do have to buy tickets separately. I'm pretty sure you could probably pay with a Suica card, but like
Okay.
we did take one bullet train. We took it. We were in Kyoto, and then we took it over to Tokyo, which I think is like a 6-hour drive. Like if you're on a car, but it took us
Okay.
2 hours by train.
Yeah.
It's just like boom, you're there. It'd be like going here to Austin, basically. So
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
so nice and so fast. One problem I had with the Shinkansen though is that we took it at night, and we couldn't see out the windows.
Uh-huh.
So, like the inside of the cabin was really well lit. It was very bright inside, and the outside, was pitch black because it was at nighttime. And
Yeah.
so it was like I get kind of motion sick, I guess, if I can't see the outside and I know I'm moving. So that was my problem with it. Like it
Yeah.
felt like a turbulent airplane basically, which was not
Yeah.
not great, not fun, but it got us there, and that's all that matters.
Well, good.
But they're so quiet. Like the trains are so weirdly quiet. I'm so used to like taking the Dart, you get on them and there's just like
Yeah.
some guy who's rapping, and then there's like a child who is screaming like they've never been on a train before.
I'm
And
trying
then like
to think, when I did the ones in the UK, I'm pretty sure they were quiet too. Like everyone's just like hanging out.
just polite
You know?
and keeping to
Yeah.
themselves, and like not trying to make everything about them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been on a quiet train in DFW.
Yeah.
Ever.
no.
It's
No.
a very public experience. And everything is wet all the time in DFW. Like you sit on a seat and you're like, why is it wet? There's
Yeah,
nothing
for real.
untoward about the Japanese trains. They're all clean and perfect and beautiful. And with the quietness though, I guess this is the Dallas in me, but like the urge to just make weird noises or to just like to break the tension, I just want I just want to like I can't be in that amount of quiet for that amount of time. It was just
Can I ask this about the train?
tell me.
Back of the train, so let's say the ends of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Were there like seats like in the wall that were just like little butt rests? They weren't like full blown like seats, something that you could just like lean up against.
I don't think so.
Because the UK ones had that, and I thought that was amazing. I loved
is
that thing.
Pretty nice.
It was basically just like a bicycle seat kind of thing, and you just kind of like leaned into it, so you kind of just like leaned on the wall, but you were sitting on a seat per se. I thought that was the
would've-
fucking best.
I would have liked that a lot because
Yeah.
there's a whole culture of like offering your seat to somebody else in Japan.
mhm.
Especially, I felt like I was kind of at the bottom of the rung for people that are allowed to sit on the train because, you're supposed to offer your seat to the elderly, to pregnant people, to young people, to whoever.
Yeah.
But also, if you're a foreigner, like a tourist in Japan, people are always just staring at you.
Yeah.
And making you feel awkward and uncomfortable. So, I would offer my seat to anybody who's looking untoward at me, like, oh,
Yeah.
am I in your way? Like, do you want to sit here? I'm the American. I know that this is your Japanese train. I'm sitting here
This
taking
is your
space.
seat. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry for existing.
Yeah.
So I was standing like 95% of the time because the trains are so fucking packed. Like, and when you see the classic videos of Japan with like people just shoulder to shoulder to shoulder, like nut to butt with people
Yeah.
in front of you and behind you all over the
butt.
place.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it was.
Oh, jeez.
It
Really?
was so crowded. Oh, yes, so crowded.
Oh my God.
Like, not every train all the time. If you're going through Tokyo in rush hour, like, yes, every train is going to be like that.
Well, yeah.
And I didn't expect it to the level that it was, I guess, because you see it so often in, like, media and cartoons. You're like, okay, that's just, like, the funny look at it. It's not the actual way of how the trains are. I'm like, no, that's real.
But, like, I guess, like you said, it's what everybody uses, and it's
Yeah.
so easy to go anywhere all the time.
Yeah. No
It's
one
like
has a
how
car.
Our roads are always congested. Like, why is everybody
Yes.
going somewhere at some point?
Yes.
You stay home. I want to go somewhere right now. You stay home. You know, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them are just going somewhere too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
There's literally like no cars. It's crazy to be in inner city Tokyo and people are just like, you know how when there's some kind of a festival or something, they'll like close down certain streets, you know, get to walk in the road and it feels fun. That's just how it is
Yeah.
over there. The like people just walk in the streets because there's not cars.
Weird.
And like if
Okay.
there is a car, you just like move out of the way and the car
Yeah.
comes through and then you walk back in the street. Like it's a big sidewalk that cars are sometimes on.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nuts.
That's kind of cool.
It's not like that in like every section of Tokyo. It's definitely like that in the more residential parts and like
Yeah.
the parts where it's not. I don't know. It's like most of it is like that. Like there were highways and stuff. We stayed at one place that was right by a highway, and it was so fucking loud because there were like big cars and like that's where the semis go. You know, you never
Yeah.
see a semi just like delivering. Like here on the streets, not necessarily residential, but pretty close by, it wouldn't be unusual for me to see a semi truck, you know?
Yeah.
And there, I didn't see a single semi that wasn't on like a large elevated highway going somewhere else entirely.
Yeah.
They have really cute fucking delivery trucks, like really just little compact ones. I got a toy. Let me show you this.
Oh my God. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm obsessed with K cars. K cars are like the little
Oh yeah.
teeny
Yeah.
tiny Japanese trucks.
Yeah.
Here are the wheels. So
Okay.
I got one, and
Cute.
I want one of these so bad.
Yeah.
They carry anything and everything, and like this one, you lift up the back of it, and there's a
Oh.
cake.
Oh my God. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
It's so cute, and I love it a lot. I just want a K car so bad.
Yeah. Too
Everything.
bad they don't allow us to have them here.
I know I want one, and we're not allowed to have them. They're too cute. Our American roads can't
And they're
handle them.
so fucking gas efficient.
Yeah, you can drive one
Everything
for like
about 'em is
600
better.
miles. I know. I watch videos on YouTube. Too many videos where I'm just like, I could have a K car. I could just
Yeah.
have one. I could own
Yeah.
it. I could make it street legal. But, alas.
Yeah.
But yeah, the situation with the cars, it's so different from Texas because Texas is like car country. Everywhere is trucks.
Oh yeah.
Like-
I mean, I was thinking about it the other day because I was just trying to go to the store to look for something, and I always put in Google Maps because I just like to know when I'm gonna get there, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, 11 minutes feels like that's kind of far. For some reason, I'm like 11 minutes. Nothing should be that far away when you're trying to go somewhere. But that's the way everything is here.
Yeah.
Everything
I mean, 11
is.
minutes is a close thing.
But it shouldn't be that way, you know? because like when you were in Japan, did you have to go you probably had to walk 11 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I would walk 11 minutes, ride a train for 11 minutes, but I mean, everything is just right fucking there. It was so
That's what I mean.
cool.
Everything's there. You know,
Yeah,
like
like-
nothing is here.
Yes. The communities are built over there in a way that is so walkable. Like there was one area that we stayed in Tokyo. I forget which section of Tokyo it was. I think it was outside of Akihabara.
Okay.
Akihabara. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm pronouncing it the American way. I think it's Akihabara. But anyway.
Good accent.
The-
That was nice.
Oh, thank you. the like the tech city.
Ooh,
And
okay.
so like we were walking from the train station, which was like in the city,
Yeah.
walking to our apartment, which was like at the outskirts of it. And as we're walking, we're going through this like gorgeous residential area. There's trees fucking everywhere. Let me show you some pictures as I'm talking, because like this is
Hell
just
yeah.
your average street in Tokyo. Like it's so beautifully treed. Let me send this
So
here.
beautifully treed.
Nope. Did I send it to the right channel?
Yeah.
Did I put it in the secret Discord? No, I didn't. Okay.
No, it's in here with me. With me.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's so nice. Like there's just nice trees everywhere.
That
So
honestly looks like a park.
yes, and it's not. It's just a street. Like there's
Yeah.
cars on the left. It's
Yeah,
It's
that
so-
that looks like a park designed just to be looked at for nature.
yeah.
But yet that's
yeah.
just the street going to the store.
It's just how they live there. And I'm trying to find this other picture. So like, okay, here it is. We were walking down this like residential street, and of course it's the same thing. So the pathway is really tiny.
Oh.
It's like enough for a bicycle basically, and that's it. So it's like got trees and bushes on all sides. There's like immediately beyond the bushes is somebody's front door. Like
Yeah.
they just live right there. It's all on this garden path. And we turn the corner and you're suddenly in, like suddenly there's a ceiling and a tiled floor, and there's shops. Like yeah, it's not inside, but
Yeah.
there's ceiling and there's it's just different. Like I don't even it's so weird to explain how this happens, but like
Yeah.
yeah, you turn a corner and you're just in a shopping mall, but it's not a mall. It's just like a lined street with a ceiling. And then the ceiling goes away and then you're back outside.
I mean, Vegas kind of had a street like that.
Do they?
Yeah, I can't remember which one. We went there, but like it has like a whole ceiling because they like project stuff on top up there and
That's so
stuff.
cool.
But like you are definitely outside,
Yeah.
you know. So I
Yeah.
can kind of get the vibe. Yeah.
And then like this is the sidewalk people are walking on, but also it's cars. Like this is a road, a street that cars can go through, and they can like deliver a pallet of Coca-Cola to the Family Mart or whatever.
Yeah. Fremont Street. There you go.
Fremont Street. All right. I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't know if I've been there.
Yes. Yeah, it kind of like has a ceiling, but it is definitely just a street with shops on the side.
So
I think
fascinating.
That's like the one thing that, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, they had like all like projections and stuff, but this is like a nice skylight kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was gorgeous.
Very cool.
So, okay, where am I at? What am I talking about? I've lost my train of thought.
So walking around, beautiful
Walking around.
outside.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way it is. Everything is so fucking clean there too. Like I had in preparation been watching a lot of like Japanese tourist YouTubers, like people that go live in
Yeah.
Japan. I guess not Japanese, like tourists that go live in Japan
Yeah.
and they're like experiencing culture shock and stuff. But I've been watching a lot of those. And everyone's like, there's no trash cans. And I thought it was going to be like, trash cans
Okay.
are few and far between, you know? Like, sure, there's a trash can outside of the store or something, and maybe like a trash can inside the store, but there's not one just like sitting on the street side like there would be in New York or something.
Yeah.
There's no trash cans, Robert. There are
Okay.
no trash cans. Like, in the event that you go to Japan, take a bag with you that you can use to carry around trash with you.
So you carry your
Because-
trash, throw it away at home.
Yes, you're expected to just like keep and carry the trash that you have and create in your adventures and take it home with you and sort it, because all the trash is also very sorted. Like this is the trash that we're
Okay.
allowed to burn. This is the trash that we can recycle. This is the trash that's plastic. Here's the glass. Like everything is sorted.
Okay.
It's fascinating. And also it's different for Airbnb stuff too, because like you have to, they don't want you to take your trash out in an Airbnb because it's considered commercial trash. So they have to sort it differently than they would residential trash,
Okay.
even though you're in a residence. It was so strange. But They know what they're doing with trash over there, and I feel like here
Yeah.
in America we don't know what we're doing with trash. I just think often
No, we just
about,
make it all one thing.
yeah, like the amount of plastic that gets thrown away in America, I think would scare the skin off of the Japanese waste management.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
we landfill everything. Like we
Yeah.
don't separate. Remember, didn't we discuss how we don't actually recycle here because we would ship all of our recycling to China,
Yes.
and they decided they didn't want to do it for us anymore. So now we have recycling cans, but they just throw it in with the trash later, and it all gets landfilled still.
Yeah, it's fucking bad and stupid, and I hate it. And I felt good throwing stuff away there. Like I felt like, oh, I'm not creating trash. I'm
So is it
putting
like
this-
3? So like, do you have like one trash can with like different holes for each type of thing?
Yeah.
And then what? That whole thing goes out, or do you have 3 separate things that go out?
there's like 3 separate things that go out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nuts. And they also don't have big ass dumpsters either. So like, I was like, how do they get the trash out? We were there on a trash day in a neighborhood,
Yeah.
and they have trash trucks. You know, like a person is riding on the back of a trash truck. It's a lot smaller than our American trash trucks. They don't have like
Yeah.
the big ass compactors, but they have like in a community, instead of taking your trash out to like a dumpster, or like, you know how we have the big ass trash cans that we just wheel out and the
Yeah.
different trucks take them. So people will take their bagged trash to like a designated location on their street and just like put it down on the street, and then there's this big net that rests over top of it that like keeps all the trash
Okay.
together and keeps the animals out and stuff. And I was like, this is fascinating. So instead of a dumpster, they just have like a big pile of trash on the ground that's covered by a net.
I have to look up Japanese trash.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably like documentaries and like videos out there. I could go on for hours about the trash, but I don't want
Googling
to talk
Japanese trash right now.
about. Yeah,
That's phenomenal. Hey, there's the nets. I see.
There they are.
Okay. Okay.
it's fascinating stuff.
That is
I just-
fascinating.
I love how different countries
Because that's
do
the
different
normal
stuff.
day to day.
Yeah, that's just what they do over there. And I'm sure they come over here and they're like, this big truck takes that big metal receptacle and they put it where? In the ground? Fucking barbaric.
I know. Then, then there's a country where they have those trash cans that are like out on the street, and when you put them in there, it fills up little bins underground, and then they dump those out like once a month or something. I think that's like
So
Sweden or
cool.
something.
It sounds weird. I love trash. I love waste management. I love knowing how places take care of it. It's fascinating to me.
It is fascinating because it's so like at my job we have like a trash, recycle, and compost area. Nobody separates anything. They just throw all of it in all of it.
I hate
So why
that.
do we have it? You know?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they even went so far as to say, like, in some restaurants, they would be like, we recycle our cups, so just they don't recycle them as in like wash and reuse, but they
Yeah.
recycle their cups in a specific way. So whenever you're done with them, they have a sink by their trash can. You just dump your shit out there, and then you stack the cup with everyone else's used cups. And then somebody
Uh-huh.
comes by, collects those, and takes them to the facility where they recycle those cups into more cups for the same restaurant.
The fuck?
Good
This
shit.
is wild. Yeah.
I know. It was
Like-
fascinating.
Okay.
Like
That-
everywhere I went, I was like, "What's this cool trash? The way that they do trash here is different and
Yeah.
fun." But
So basically,
anyway,
first 4 days of vacation, you marveled at trash.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
We spent a lot of time in Tokyo, and every section of Tokyo is so distinct. Like we wanted to really
Yeah.
dedicate time to going to each of the ones we wanted to go to. So
Okay.
the first couple of days we were in Shibuya, and Shibuya is full of these like really great parks and shrines. There's this huge park there called Yoyogi Park, and
Okay.
what's the okay, so this is gonna sound stupid as hell, but like, you know how in
You know how.
anime, you know
Okay.
how like in anime or just in video games, have you ever
Okay.
had the experience where you go to a place and you're like, oh, I've been here before, but like
Yeah.
in a video game or
Yeah.
like in an anime, I know I've seen this street before. I didn't expect to have that feeling literally everywhere I went. I was like, oh, I've solved a murder here. Oh, I pulled a body out of that river. Oh, I killed a werewolf in that village. Like, literally every place I passed, I was seeing the inspiration for all of the video games and the animes that I've played and watched. And it was a surreal feeling because everything is drawn exactly the way that it is. And I guess I expected there to be some kind of separation from that. Like, I feel like cartoons of New York City, say, or like, I mean, but even in King of the Hill, when I watch King of the Hill, I'm like, oh, I know that place because we live there. So I guess I probably should have expected it to resemble the way that it did.
That would probably be my one for sure, because I remember we were driving around one day and I was all like, that looks an awful lot like Arlen right there.
Yeah.
You know?
I was really shocked. I don't know. I guess I just didn't expect it to like register so hard.
When you've played Phoenix Wright for 10,000 hours, you know, you're going to recognize the sights and sounds, you know?
Exactly. And the sounds, the birds over there, I was like, this is why the birds sound so fucked up in Phoenix Wright, because the birds actually sound like this here.
Oh my gosh.
There was a situation. Okay, so when you're, I'm going to say when you plan your trip to Japan, because I want you to go at some point. When you go, take with you just like 3 or 4 sets of clothing. So you're not like lugging an entire suitcase, an entire backpack. Yeah. That's what we opted to do. So we didn't have to like carry shit around, because we didn't like the logistics of having a big fucking suitcase and having to wheel that to, you know, the trains and go through the city with that. We didn't want to do that. So we just kind of backpacked it. Take with you just a few things so you can just put it on your back and go when you need to. So in our Airbnbs, most of them had like a washer for the clothes, but nobody had dryers. They don't like dry their clothes for the most part, I guess. Or maybe they just didn't in the places we went to. So what we ended up doing. Do they all
just air dry?
Yeah, they all just like have clotheslines basically. So, and people are always outside like clipping their freshly laundered clothes to clotheslines. It all looks so picturesque and ideal. And so this is also a tangent related to the trash. Nothing smells bad in Tokyo. Like, you know how you go down to Dallas and you're like, it smells like piss, or you're going through Central Park and it smells like piss. Anywhere in a big city in America, piss. That's all you smell. Just like pee, vomit, trash, and just sewage.
True.
Tokyo doesn't have any of those smells. I was walking around the city just being like, trying to find any bad scent. Yeah. It smells fucking nice. Everyone's like drying their laundry, so you can smell like the laundry soap. You can smell the freshly made ramen or like grilled meat from the vendors on each and every fucking street corner, because there is a vendor on each and every fucking street corner. Like, the smell of food is inescapable. I was hungry all the time and I was eating everything all the time. It was fantastic. But anyway, the laundry. So everyone air dries their clothes. So we were air drying our clothes, and we hung some stuff out to dry overnight, went to bed, and in the morning we wake up and like the window is like one of those foggy type windows where you can't see out of it directly. It's like kind of foggy glass or whatever. We wake up and there's this like huge shadow outside the glass, and I was like, someone is watching us, and I've freaked out. There's a tapping at the window and like a rustling and a rumpling, and I'm like, somebody's on the fucking clothes. It sounds like somebody's trying to steal our clothes. So Richard like throws the window open, expecting to see like a bandit or something, and there is a bird out there, like a crow looking bird, but if a crow like took steroids, because it has a wingspan like mine. Like, it's a big fucking animal, and it's got my shirt. It's like about to fly off with it. It's like struggling to take off or whatever, because it's a huge fucking bird and it's in a small space, like a little tiny alleyway between two homes. And so he's like got the hanger with my shirt on it, and he's flying up, and I'm like, grab the shirt, because it was one of my favorite shirts. Yeah. So Richard grabs it, and this bird like takes off, saves the shirt,
and he goes, crawl. It flies away.
It was so scary. The biggest bird I've ever seen up close. It was huge. And those guys are everywhere. I guess they're called black kites. Very large birds.
Looking them up now too.
This is a research-heavy episode. Yeah, black kites. They hang out and they steal clothes and they also steal food. There was like signs at the park where it's like, don't eat while you're walking around because a bird will take it and it'll hurt you.
Wingspan of a black kite. Granted, it's in centimeters, but so 60 centimeters. Wait. Wingspan, 150 centimeters.
Yeah, that sounds big.
150 centimeters. That's 6 fucking feet, yo.
There you go. Yeah.
Like you said,
big
holy
fucking bird.
fuck.
It's large.
Jesus
Yeah, my
fuck.
shirt.
Okay, so
was
now I feel
unhappy.
very good with my crawl, just like the deepest thing. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, he was big and mean. I
Dude,
guess
he
not
looks
mean,
so
just
small
curious.
and cute in this photo, but then I know that he's as big as me.
Yeah, let me look at the picture of a black
Oh, I
kite.
hate this. I hate this.
Yeah.
He looks so small.
They look cute, but they're not cute.
Hang on. Black kite bird to person size. Like, I need to see them together. See, there's no pictures of them with people because they ate people, probably. There's literally no pictures of them with people. Oh, he is huge. Oh my god.
You see him?
Ew,
Next
I
to the
hate
person?
him. Oh, I hate this. Look
Show
at this.
me.
Oh. No. He's on like a bench outside with people in the background. He is
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, they're fucking big. I don't like them.
Looks cute in all the pictures, but then you see like a candid photo of him. Horrific.
Yeah, imagine him with my David Bowie shirt clutched in his talons.
Mm-mm, no thanks. Don't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was an experience. I'm trying to think of like
Oh
what
my
else we
God,
did in
that's
Tokyo. So we went
so
to
funny.
the tech city and the thrift stores there. You would lose your mind. We spent a whole day just
Ooh.
like combing through the thrift stores in Akihabara, and
Okay.
it was amazing. So everything is like vertical there. So like you go in a store and it's like level 1 we have manga, level 2 we have figures, level 3 we have whatever.
Yeah.
Every single one of those stores that is multi-leveled like that, the top 1 to 2 floors are always going to be porn. It's always porn.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't
That
go into any of the
tracks.
porn floors because I was like worried that I would see somebody that I didn't want to see. I don't know, doing something I didn't want to see. So I didn't check out any of the porn, but it's there and it's plentiful. But there's also like titty figures on the not porn floors. So I don't know. They're just not really keeping it behind locked key.
Did you find any good ramen toppers?
No, I looked for some. I really
Oh.
wanted the one from Delicious in Dungeon. I wanted a Laos one. Laos, what's his name? Laos.
You
I
know,
forget
I've
his
still
name.
never watched that.
It's really good. I think you should watch it. It's a very entertaining
Honestly,
show.
Every place I go that has like anime figures, I'm always looking for a ramen topper, and I never
Yeah.
find one.
I don't see them very often either. I'm gonna have to like do some Googling because I really wanted to find one and I didn't see a single one. Not even just like the one that I was looking for, but not a single one. So
Yeah,
maybe they're more
See?
rare than we thought.
that's weird. Or well, I guess it's not called a ramen topper because I type that in and I have like accoutrement that you put on top of ramen.
Like eggs.
What the
Ramen
fuck are they called?
sitter figure.
Ramen sitter.
Noodle stopper figure. Yeah, everything says noodle stopper.
Oh, it's a noodle stopper. Dang it. Well, maybe that's why I don't find them because I'm looking for ramen sitters.
They're so cute. There's a billion Miku ones. There was a lot. There was a whole floor of Miku stuff.
I need to learn more about her. I still don't know a lot about.
She got blue hair. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to know anything about her. You know?
You don't
I
want
feel
to go
like
to
I
a
know enough.
concert?
No,
Okay.
not particularly. So yeah, we went to all the different like multi-level thrift stores. There was one where like the top floor was an arcade, and it was
Ooh.
just like,
Oh, dude, they love arcades there, man.
yeah, but there weren't like any like American style arcades. Like we mostly have the free play ones here now, I think, you know, where you can like pay
Yeah.
a thing up front and then you just go and everything is free to play.
Yeah.
They don't have that over there that I saw. It was mostly just, you know, classic put a coin in the machine and you get a life.
Yeah.
But there's so much coinage over there, by the way. Like, everything is done in coins. I should have taken a coin purse, like Ferdinand told me to, and I did not. But there's coins up to how many yen? Because yen, there's 1,000 bill, and that was like $10 to like a 500. That would be the next thing down, and that's a coin. So there's a 500 coin, a 100 coin, 50, 10, 5, and then ones. And the one coins are like paper. They're so light you could be holding 50 of them and not even know. They're tiny and they're bothersome.
Is this them right
And
there? Because I likes how they look.
Let me click. Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
I do like their coin system because they have holes in the ones
I was
that are
about
the
to say, I like
50s.
the ones with the holes in them. That's cool.
It's very cool. I don't think I brought any coinage home. I think I brought home one 500 yen,
That's cool.
but that's it. The 500 one here doesn't look like they do in person. They're actually two-toned. Like they have a ring of gold inside of a ring of silver.
Do you
Which
feel
is
like
cool.
they're designed the way they are so that you can almost know what they are just by feel?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Okay.
they all do have a significantly different feel to them, and it was definitely helpful when I guess American coins are like that too. You know, they're all different colors and shapes and
Yeah.
sizes, but they don't have holes in them.
Yeah.
But it was
Which is
helpful when I
boring.
was, yeah, it was helpful when I was trying to count out change in a cash setting, because like I would just, I got to the point where I would just like open my hand and look at it, and the shopkeep would also look at it and help me.
Yeah. Oh,
They were all very good about that, helping without
how
being
much?
asked.
How much of your Japanese did you get to use while you were there? Because I know
I
you
got to
took
use a
lessons
lot,
for
actually.
what, 3 years?
2
2
years,
years?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Duolingo for 2 years. Richard did Duolingo and Rosetta Stone, and he like completed the Rosetta Stone on it. So he was like
Okay.
really versed by the time we got there. But the problem is that he's very shy. He's a very shy man, so he didn't want to speak to anybody.
Yeah.
So we had a situation where we got lost, and we were like really lost. We didn't know which bus that we needed to get on to get home. So it was getting late in the day, and it was to the point where we didn't want to, I don't know, fuck around any longer, because as it gets later, the buses come fewer and farther between, and we weren't in a situation where the place that we wanted to go was not close enough to a train station, because it was like further out. This was after the Star Wars convention, so it was like further out in the like more urban area, I guess it would be, because there's not a lot of housing where we were.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were lost, and I was trying to like figure out what fucking bus to take. And you know how with Google Translate, you can like take a picture of a sign in a different language,
Yeah.
and it'll translate it. Okay, so that works great until kanji gets involved, because whenever like the name for a city could be like Garden Mountain House. And
Yeah.
those are the characters that it shows, but that's not the actual name of the city. That's just like the kanji that
Yeah.
represent the city. So we would scan the thing and Google would be like, "Oh, this is Garden Mountain House." And I'm like, "But that's not what it's actually called. Like, I'm not going to tell the bus driver, I need to go to Garden Mountain House, please. Like, that's not
Yeah.
that's not how this works." So, and the buses, so they have those digital signs in them that'll flash like, you know, this one's going to this place, but it
Yeah.
does it in Japanese, and then like it'll do it very infrequently. So like every 30 seconds it's changing, and the bus stops for like 20 seconds. So if the doors are closing and you can see the English flash by, and you're like, that was our fucking bus.
Yeah.
So tough. But so we were lost. I had to ask somebody what bus we needed to get on. And so the first guy, I'm trying to figure out who to fucking approach. And I was like, okay, this dude looks friendly enough. He was a guy that was probably in his like 40s or so. And so I walk
Okay.
up to him, and I don't get within 5 feet of this dude. And I'm like gently like, excuse me, sumimasen. And he throws up his arms in a big X. He's like, ah! And like starts screaming at me. And I was like,
Oh my God.
I don't
Okay.
know what the fuck to do. So I'm just like, sorry, like bow and back away and like go to somebody else. And like, that was traumatizing.
Jesus.
So, yeah, it was so scary. I didn't know if he was going to hit me or something, because he throws his arms up, and I was like, oh shit. But, so I go to this other lady who's like an older woman, probably in her 60s or 70s. And
Okay.
she seemed nice. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
right
approach
choice.
this one.
You always
Yeah.
go with the oldest person that you can find.
Yeah, a little Oba-chan. So I went to go find her, and I was like, hey, I don't know where we are. Is this bus going to go to this place? And she, like, I had a picture of, like, I had Google Maps up, so, like, showing the
Yeah.
bus route, and I was like, we need to go here. Is this the bus that we need to get on?
Yeah.
And she looked at it, and she was like, and, like, she didn't
Oh my
speak
God.
enough English, I guess, and I didn't speak enough Japanese, so she could communicate that she didn't know which bus I needed to get on, and that's kind of where that conversation ended.
Okay.
So I was just like, thank you for trying, and she was like, sorry. And so I walked away, and I was like, okay, so the old people don't like me or can't help. Let's try a young person, because maybe I feel like they teach English in schools. So maybe a high schooler
Yeah,
knows
okay.
enough English to help us. And so I find this high school kid, and I approach him, and I'm like, kind of help. And he looks at the schedule and looks at me, and he's like trying to speak English, but not. He spoke English probably as well as I speak Japanese, honestly.
Okay.
So, like, we were able to talk enough, but he wasn't able to, like, really help me. And by the end of it, he was just like, this is the right bus. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like,
Maybe.
yeah. And I was like, that doesn't sound super sure. So I, like, went over to Richard, and I'm like, I think this is the right bus, but I really don't know. That kid didn't sound confident. And so we're both just, like, still looking at the bus schedule, trying to figure shit out. And then the kid comes over, and he's like, this is not the right bus. And then he's like,
cool. Okay.
really trying to help. So we're between using the Google Maps and him using his phone and whatever map service he has. And, like, Richard and I are both speaking Japanese, he's speaking English, and then we're using the Translate app for whatever we can't communicate in between, which was so useful. We eventually got to what was the right bus for us. And I felt so bad because, like, I had walked away, you know, because this kid was waiting for his bus too. And so Richard and I were just standing there, like, still trying to interpret. And he ran away from his bus, like, missed his bus to come back and help us. So he was, like, really sweet and really, like, earnest and wanting to get us on the right bus. So we figured out which one we needed to get to. And he's like, okay, great. And then points us in the right direction. And we get to that bus line. And then we see, like, 10 yards down the other way, that is the right bus we need to be on. So he didn't get us to the correct bus, but he got us close enough to where we could see what the correct bus was. So
there we go.
Buses are very confusing in Japan. I'm going to say if you go, stick to the trains, and maybe cabs. Cabs were an interesting experience. I feel like cabbies are kind of the same anywhere you go. They're all just a little. I think you have to be a specific
Unhinged?
breed of person to be a cabbie. Yeah. So it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. And also, the translation. Like, using the translation app is good enough if you can, like, vouch for whatever the app is saying. Because they would use our cabbie that was taking us to the Star Wars convention. He used an app, and he said something into his phone and then held it up to us, and it said, "Are the highways high?" And I was like,
and you went, yeah, they sure are.
yeah, I think they are. But he was trying to say, like, is it okay if I take the highway, I think.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was enough to get by, you know.
Yeah.
Overall, I feel like I spoke enough Japanese to get us through.
Okay.
So it wasn't a lost cause that I did Duolingo. I feel like I definitely got use out of it. So
Good.
that was good. What else? So we went to the Star Wars hotel, not hotel, the Star Wars convention celebration. We had tickets for Friday through Sunday because it was a 3-day event. So we ended up we got there on Friday, got there, like, super early in the morning, and we waited in line for, like, 2 hours to get inside, got a little sunburned, got inside, walked around, did some stuff. We were very early to the convention, so, like, we had at least a little bit of time before it got wildly crowded.
Yeah.
But we didn't spend that time doing the things that we should have done before it got wildly crowded.
Yeah.
So by the time we really got our bearings and, like, knew what we wanted to do, everything was a 2-hour wait. So, like, after we got in and got settled, I was like,
Wow.
I'm kind of hungry. Do you want some food? And he was like, yeah, I'm hungry too. So we go over to the food station, and there's a sign outside that says, like, 2-hour wait from here for food. And you don't even, like,
Jesus.
know what they're serving. So it's a 2-hour
Yeah.
wait to get in to find out, you know, it's a $25 cookie or something. Like, I'm not going to wait and find out the price of convention food.
Yeah.
So we didn't get the food because we weren't going to wait that long. We decided from there, let's go just like shop around. So it was full of like really cool Star Wars like memorabilia and like apparel and collectibles and art and just other fun stuff. So went through and like looked at all the different booths, got in line for a couple of things. There were so many booths and so many lines. It was impossible. It was like the trains, like just right up next to somebody, always, forever.
Yeah.
Pressed up against people. And I hate being in that kind of environment for any type of extended period of time. Like, it just grates on me. It makes me anxious. So
Yeah.
it was a very trying day. But there were booths that had, like, most of the booths had a person who would stand at the end of the line to indicate this is where the end of the line is, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then half the time those people would be like, we're not accepting people for the line right now. So they would give you a card that says come back at 1:30 and then you can line up to get inside.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I didn't want to do that. So we were shopping, just kind of window shopping, looking around at all the different stuff. Then there was a section for art. And I was like, cool, let's go buy some art. So
Yeah.
went over there, walked around to the different art booths and stuff, found one that I really liked. It was like a tarot card Darth Maul type of thing.
Ooh, okay.
And I was very into it. And got in line to like get up to the front of the artist booth. And I was like, I would like one Darth Maul, please. And she was like, oh, so this is just where you look at it. You have to go get in line over there to get a ticket to buy it. So you purchase it over there in that huge 2-hour line. And then you come back to wait in line at my booth. And then I give you the fucking art. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
What the fuck does that What?
Yeah. It was a line to get in a line. And I was like, you've just removed me from the art one step too many. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So we left the art area because the line for any of the art was over 2 hours.
Plus, you
So we
have
go-
to wait in the line twice to purchase it, and then another one to actually receive it.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was one big ass toy booth. It was called Hot Toys. I don't know if do you know Hot Toys?
Mm-mm.
They're apparently like really big in figures. So
Okay.
we went to the Hot Toys booth because that's where all the like really big exclusive stuff was.
Hot toys.
Hot Toys.
Oh, it's I guess sideshow collectibles. Okay.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, I wonder if the ones that I got are sideshow. The line for this we already knew was going to be fucking massive, because you can see all the way around the convention. There are 3 bespoke lines. There's
Yeah.
one big ass snake that they have sectioned in this corner, and then when you get to the end of that, they're like, "Oh, we've run out of room." So, what you guys are gonna do? We're gonna count off 10 of you, and you're each gonna hold your number above your head like this,
No,
and you're
we're
gonna
not doing
walk
that.
across the convention floor into the next line, and then they'll count you off there, so they can ensure that like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, all arrive in the next line. Because you have to walk through a fucking crowd of convention people to get there. So we do that. We get through
Okay.
the first line. We get through the second line. There is a third line. We get through that shit. And then we're in like the reception area for the toy store, which is another line. And
Okay.
you're waiting in the reception line, and they have like a bunch of the exclusive toys on display and stuff. They were really fucking cool toys. So
I mean, from the website I just looked at, they look pretty legit.
yeah, let me show you. I'm going to show you the Stormtrooper we got. Storm.
Would you like to be
Trooper.
received into the line?
Yeah. What do I Google? Stormtrooper Hot Toys. Cherry
Is
Blossoms.
it? Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay.
It's a pre-release.
Yeah, somebody, people on eBay are already selling this dude for like $800 or more. That's to be expected. They were $255. They only made 1,000 of them.
Okay.
We definitely got one. He's cool as hell.
This
Let's
says
do this.
pre-release, but like you have one and you were able to like bring it home.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Oh,
only
cool.
made like 1,000 of them, and they're only to be sold at the Star Wars Celebration. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
mine. I
Well,
have
hell
him.
yeah. I mean, he is
Oh yeah, it's
really,
straight
really
up
cool.
from Sideshow. Cool. Yeah, I didn't realize it was a Sideshow.
Yeah, dude. If it's a sideshow thing, like, it is legit.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a foot tall. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's a
He
big
looks
boy. And then
good.
he does look good. I also got a Darth Maul. He's what is he? A Darth Maul Force Ghost.
Oh.
Yeah. Darth Maul Force Ghost Sideshow. No, that's not him. Oh, they did have a special like Darth Maul concept art figure, and I thought he was cool, but like, I don't know, his coat was brown. He didn't look menacing enough for me.
You're not hardcore enough.
This is the bitch. This is the one I got.
There's
Darth Maul.
There's a chopper. A chopper toy. I want that one. I loves chopper. Okay, hang on. Click this. Holy shit. He is
Yeah,
cool.
he lights up. I'm so
Oh.
excited about him.
Oh, that's him from like episode 1 when like
Yeah.
he's telling him go to the planet and find him and stuff. Yeah, look at that dude.
Yeah, look at him.
That's the hologram one.
Fuck yeah.
That's so fucking legit. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so I'm very
Ooh,
happy with
like
our
that.
toy purchases, even though we were
Okay.
in line for like 2.5 hours. And then after that, we fucking left. Oh, I didn't tell you what Hayden Christensen. Okay, so when we first got there, we were there for like enough of.
So this is just Friday, right?
Just Friday, yes.
Okay.
So we got there early enough to like get in before the TV camera started rolling pretty much. So we got to the stage where all the celebrity interviews were going to be happening. And
Okay.
the like hype man was there. I forget his name. It was like Mitch or Cam or something. I think it was Cam.
Okay.
He was like the TV coach basically for the audience. So he was like, our cameras
Oh
are
my
going to be
God.
over here. So you guys are going to have to fix the back of your hair and you guys are going to have to smile really, really good. And I was in the space where like I wasn't on the TV cameras, but I was really, really close to the stage, like 2 or 3 people back from the stage itself.
Okay.
So like if I had like thrown my lightsaber, it would have knocked out Hayden Christensen.
Okay.
So the dude, the hype man, was just walking around stage, getting everybody ready. They passed out these little cool lightsaber toys, and they were like, "You guys, if you're gonna have a lightsaber, you have to be here for the whole day because we need you to like hold the lightsabers and wave them and be like really excited with them so you can show off all the stuff."
Okay.
I was like, I'm not gonna fucking be here all day. I'm hot as shit, and I'm tired already. So, anyway. The first guest that they brought out was Hayden Christensen, and everyone lost their shit. I have a
Yeah.
video of me completely losing my mind. And they brought him out, and they did like maybe a 10-minute interview. It wasn't very
Okay.
long at all, but it was like long enough for me to admire his dimples and his mullet, and I was just like
Yeah.
basking in the warmth of his aura.
Okay.
It was amazing. I was so close to him, and like he kept looking in the audience and making eye contact with me, and I'm like, "What's happening right now?"
Our force is forcing right now.
He sees me. It was very exciting. And it was apparently his birthday, so the whole crowd sang happy birthday to him. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was awesome. Oh, it was a good time. So, yeah, that was the first thing we did. And then we did all the lines. And then we were like unfed and unwatered. So we were like, let's leave. And that's
Yeah.
when we went home and got lost on the bus and all that. And then after that, we were like, I don't really want to go back anymore because it was so hot and so crowded. And we already got everything we wanted. And we saw Hayden Christensen. So I don't really care to get into any panels or anything. But I wish that it
Except
had
Darth
been...
Maul was there himself.
I know, yeah. So I saw Sam Witwer. They had him up on the screen, but again, to get into the room where he was, it was like you had to go through a whole process, and I was like, I'm not gonna waste my day just waiting
No.
in line. It's too much. So I'll just Google the news. I'll watch the videos and whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
I've already met Sam Witwer. I can deal with not seeing him again.
There you go. So didn't go back Saturday or Sunday.
Did not go back Saturday or Sunday. Had enough sunburn and line waiting for the rest of my life. I was happy. So what else did we do? Then we went, oh my God, the hotel we stayed at while we were at the convention. So I was so mad. Richard was like, okay, so I booked us a hotel. It's a love hotel. Like, what
Okay.
the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Because it was a 4-day stay. Like, you booked 4 days at a love
In a
hotel.
heart bed?
That's exactly what I was expecting, like a vibrating heart bed. So we get to this place, and it was again in the middle of kind of, I would liken it to like the Harry Hines area. Like,
Okay.
it was just kind of downtownish, cars. There was car dealers and like pawn shops and shit. And then like set far back from the road is this like mysterious love hotel in the middle of a field. And I'm like, great,
Oh
this
my
is where
God.
we're staying. So we took a cab there the first day. The rest of the day we took buses. But yeah, the first day we took the cab and arrived. And I felt so bad because nobody at this hotel spoke any English. Because why would they need to speak English
Yeah.
at a love hotel? What tourist is booking a 4-day fuck vacation where they need to stay for multiple nights? So it was just, I was so embarrassed to be there. And I was like, hi, we are booking in for 4 nights. And the lady was like, okay,
And she's
stay,
like, "Whoa."
stay. Like counting on her fingers, you're staying 4 nights? I'm like, yes, staying 4 nights. So we booked in, got into the room, and it's so, the room was so weird. Like, you go into this, like, it's like a double, like, it's like entering a Walmart. You go in the first doors, and there's, like, the little empty space where I guess you take off your shoes and stuff, and then there's, like, another set of doors that you go through. So get up there, take off our shoes, and there's a robot yelling at us. I have no idea what she was saying, but it was just like, "Can I see that today? We're going to the hotel." Like the most high-pitched robot voice I could ever imagine in my life. And after the robot finishes yelling at us, the door unlocks. And it is the prettiest, craziest, coolest hotel I've ever stayed at. It's fucking insane. The bed was not a heart. It did not vibrate. There was a red leather couch. There was a mirrored wall that was covered in these like beads, these like bedazzled dangling beads. There were 2 mini fridges, one of which was full of like beverages you could pay for, one of which was empty. There was a big ass massage chair like I have. Like a random massage chair. There was a karaoke machine, a projector that could come down from the fucking ceiling. There were 2 bathtubs, 2 jetted hot tub bathtubs, one of which was outside on the balcony. It's fucking insane. And it was cheap. It was like $80 a night. So like the coolest hotel I've ever stayed in was a sex hotel. I'm sitting in the bathtub on the balcony wondering like how many Japanese prostitutes have been in this.
Or how many people can see that balcony and they're just like, yeah.
Luckily, it had like a privacy screen, so that was nice. Also, there was a TV out there. Like, this is insane.
Where else would you need to go? It sounds like the best place.
Yeah, it was really awesome, and I'm super glad that we stayed there. It was very fun. Super weird. Very fun. And then what did we do after that? We went to, after that we flew out to Okinawa. So Okinawa is like a different island that is much further south. It's way further south than I thought it was going to be. It was like a 1.5-hour flight to get there. So yeah. And also the airport is on the water, which I guess is not unusual over there, but like it floats. You like land on a floating thing. So that was a little scary. But Okinawa was really amazing. They had, it's considered like the Hawaii of Japan, I guess. It's very similar to Hawaii's like climate and the look and feel of it. It was very tropical. People say it's like the closest you can get to leaving Japan without leaving Japan. So that's the vibe. It's also just covered in military bases. Like there's a bunch of military bases there. So there's a bunch of Americans there. And so thereby a lot of people also speak English, which was cool.
Yeah.
But there's also a place that we went to. So we went, of course, to the beach, spent a long time just like hanging out on the sand in the water. The water, I was up to my chest in the ocean and I could still see my feet. Yeah. It was crystal clear, like beautiful water. Our hotel was amazing because it was like, it had a full view of the ocean and the sunset, just like a complete horizon. You could see the sun
Yeah.
setting from the bed. It was gorgeous. And we went to this place called American Village, which was very entertaining.
Okay.
It was everything that you think of when you think of America, I guess. I mean, they had like little stormtrooper dudes. They had cardboard cutouts of Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson.
Oh my God.
There were
Okay.
posters of Uncle Sam. Like, it was just
Okay.
so wild. There was a whole Christmas town, like a store that was just all Christmas stuff. Because yeah, that's American, sure. They also had a Halloween town, but it
Ooh,
wasn't
cool.
like a store. It was just like, okay, so it was an area of restaurants and shops basically, and it was multi-leveled. We got
Okay.
out of the elevator on like the 3rd level, and it's just like, this one is skeleton themed. It's just like big skeletons. and
Any
pumpkins.
questions?
Yes, that's exactly how it felt.
Okay.
So that was really fun. We went there and got
Okay.
fried chicken, just like a classic American
Sure.
dish, you
Yep.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And these incredible cheese balls. You would have lost your mind over these cheese balls. I took a picture of them and I put them in Discord. It's like a mozzarella ball, and it's coated in like a mochi flour and then deep
Oh
fried.
yeah, I saw those.
So fucking
Yeah.
good. We got an order of them with our dinner, and then as we were leaving, I was like, I want another order of them cheese balls. Because they were the best thing in the world.
Yeah, you can't beat a
Um,
good cheese ball.
You can't beat a good cheese ball. And we also got these like really delicious slushies. Let me look up the name of this fruit. I think it was Shima fruit.
Okay.
Why is this giving me One Piece content? No, yeah, Shima lemons.
Okay.
It's like a cross between a lemon and a lime, basically. So it has
Ooh.
like the flavor of Sprite, but in a fruit.
Whoa,
And they made a
okay.
slushie out of it, and it was delicious. We had 2 big ass slushies and walked around with those, and it was so nice. Which is a beautiful day. I really loved Okinawa. It was really fun. I'm trying to think of the best thing I ate there, aside from the cheese ball.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give like the classic American answer of like, yeah, I like the fried cheese and the slushie. I mean,
So
that
you
might have
had
been
some
the best thing.
onigiri.
I did. Those were available in like every convenience store, which
I don't care. They're great.
they're
They're
so
the best.
fucking great. They're
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
I tried so many different varieties of them. The
Whoa.
best one I had was like a spicy salmon roe. The worst
Ooh, okay.
one, I don't know if it was worst. It was just the most confusing flavor. It was pickled plum.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about it. I would love to have it again to figure it out, but I get mad when I think about how accessible and good all of the food was in Japan. Like
Yeah.
everything is fucking cheap. Like you spend $7 and get an insane amount of food, and it's nutritious food, and it's food that's made there.
Yeah.
Like a person handmade that food, and the food is grown here, and the food doesn't have to travel and doesn't get
Yeah, it's
rotten.
just, like, from
It's not
right
full
there.
of preservatives. Yeah, like they just have it. And it's everywhere. Like you can go into a 7-Eleven and get a full nutritious meal, and it doesn't break your bank. Like it's real food, it's good food, it's available.
I mean, I
There's
told
no
you when I was in the UK, I ate at the gas station every night.
Yeah. What is it about that? Like
Like fresh deli sandwiches that like you could tell were like just made by a human.
yeah, and they
And
don't
they were
have
delicious.
that here. It makes me so angry when I think about like the Quick Trip sandwiches that I used to pack at Quick Trip. Like you're stamping it with a date. It's like we made this and it's going to be good for a week. Like we
Yeah.
didn't even make it. We received it from the facility, and they said that it'll be good for a week. So we'll stamp it and put it on the shelf, and it'll be there for a week.
Because I think I actually saw somebody like stocking the gas station with the fresh sandwiches like every morning when I'd go to work.
That's so
Like they were
nice.
putting them out right there.
I get angry when I think about how we could do that in America, and we don't. Like,
We
I
sure
know
could.
there's a whole problem with food deserts and like the logistics of getting good food to places that don't have the climate where they can grow that food. But
Yeah.
like there should be, there's a better way to do it, and we're not doing it.
Yeah.
But it was really nice while I was there. And I really, really enjoyed being able to just have access to nice food all the time. Like, you can just walk into any store and just have faith that, like, there's going to be a nice meal in there. And it's going to be affordable. And I can pay for it with the coins in my pocket.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, what else did we do after we got back? Okay, yeah, we got back from Okinawa, and then we went to, we flew back into, like, the Kyoto area. So, like, over in West Japan, which is, like, way more picturesque and beautiful. There's mountains out there. I did not get to see Mount Fuji, which I regret. I would love to go back and see Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
But we just didn't have like time. If I could do it again, we spent probably 7 days in Tokyo. I would have spent 4 days in Tokyo, and I would spend the rest of the time. We did 2 days in Okinawa and then a couple days in Kyoto. I would have done like 4 or 5 days in Kyoto because it was just like so pretty out there, and I wanted to see everything and do everything, and we didn't get the chance to like really live in that area the way we did in Tokyo. Because Tokyo, we got to just like live in it for a week, just become part of it, and that was really nice, being able to really immerse yourself in that kind of stuff. I like being able to just sit in a city and connect with it.
Yeah. Not just be passing through real fast.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we landed in Kyoto and got scrolling through my pictures to see what we did first there. Blah, 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 blah. So we went to Kobe. Kobe was nice. That's where they have the Kobe beef.
Oh, Kobe beef. Okay.
Yeah. So we had some like, what do you call it? The Brazilian steakhouse style place where they like have skewers of meat and they come around and like shave it off for you.
I mean, I know that's
what
Texas Day Brazil is, but I don't know what you really call that.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but they had a restaurant that was like that style, and so we went there. Yeah, and it ended up being where they just brought us like a skewer of various kinds of meat. They weren't actually gonna like shave it off for us like they do here, but it was still really good. And we had steak, and it was delicious, very flavorful. And we had, what else do we have? We had grilled pineapple. It was very nice. Ooh. We went to, that same day, we went to Nara Park, which is the park with all the wild deer. And the deer are so nice and so pretty. And the way that, like, I guess just the way that things have gone over there, like, you can buy pellets for the deer, like, to feed them, Yeah. And I'm guessing just over time, like, in Japanese culture, you bow. And so the deer have found out whenever they bow, they get food. So every time you walk up to a deer, they bow to you. And it's amazing. It's so cool.
And then if you don't feed them, they kick the shit out of you.
I mean, they get bored pretty quick. They'll walk up and bow a couple times, and they're like, you don't have food? Fuck you. Walk away.
Well, I wasted all my time here.
But they're so pretty. And, like, they're everywhere. I have a good picture I will send you here. Just like so, the park is so full of deer. Like, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So we're walking around Nara. There's like a little creek that we have to cross to get to the rest of the park, and there's not a bridge. So in my infinite wisdom, I do a little like hop across the creek, and in doing so, I fall down really fucking hard.
Okay.
I fell in such a way that like my knee slipped out from underneath me and twisted, and I hit it really hard, and I stood up immediately afterward, and I was like, I'm fine, I'm okay, because the adrenaline, but I was not okay. Come to find out later that I sprained my MCL and I dislocated my kneecap.
Jesus. Okay.
But I'm fine. I stood back up and it like corrected itself. Like, I guess it's really easy to dislocate your kneecap and then just like snap it back into place without even realizing it.
Okay.
So that's what happened. It still hurts pretty bad, but I have my mobility back at least. I just have to like keep it compressed and on ice for a while. But what I did the day after I fell down really hard, we woke up at 4 a.m. to go climb a mountain because I'm just insane. So we went up this mountain trail. Let me look up the name of the trail. It's Mount Inari. And it is like a really big Shinto shrine. And they have, I think it's called the Trail of 1,000 Gates or something to that effect.
Yeah, the 1,000 Vermilion Torii Gates.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
So we went and climbed that trail, which
Yeah,
I don't even
nice.
know how long, like how physically long it is. It took us
Yeah.
about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get all the way to the top of the mountain. And
Damn.
it was a very hard climb. Like it was hard physically, but also for some reason it was really hard emotionally. Like I was I don't know if I mean I don't know if this has anything to do with the spirituality of it or whatnot, but like a quarter of the way up the mountain, for whatever reason, I started like hearing my dad in my head.
Yeah.
And he was just like cheering me on. Like, you can do this. Climb up the mountain. You're doing great. Because it is like a vertical fucking hike. Like, you're going upstairs and really steep paths. And it's very tough, especially as an asthmatic person who's like in a mountain. Like, it's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
And also my knee is fucking broken. So, but like I'm hearing my dad, like cheering me on up the mountain, and we get to the halfway point, and like he's so loud in my head at this point that like I have to stop. And I just had I had a moment, you know, I sat down and I cried and I was like, I don't know what's going on right now, but like I can't push through this. And I was struggling with a lot. I don't know. Lately, I don't like myself, I guess is the best way to put it. Like I was really in a bad headspace, but like as I'm climbing this mountain, you know, and hearing my dad, and I have Richard next to me, and we were all alone because it was like 5 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
All alone except for a couple of like 85-year-old Japanese people who are just like happily booking it up the mountain.
It's like, oh, we'll see you at the top.
I know, as gaily as can be, just like, this is something I do every single day. And I'm sitting there on the ground, like throwing up
just
and crying. I was beside myself. But got to sit down, and we got like this really incredible view of Kyoto. Like once you get halfway up the mountain, you stop at this lookout, and it's just like an incredible view of everything.
Yeah.
And you get to see the city. We could see the sun rising on the city and the clouds like pouring over the mountains. So I got to sit and chill and just kind of like reconcile with myself for a minute, push through and move on. And we ended up making it to the top of the mountain. And at that point, you know, I realized I can do anything, and I'm okay. I'm going to be okay, and I should like myself more.
Yeah.
It was a tough day.
Transcendental, this mountain.
Yeah. I don't know. Something touched me about it. But I'm really glad we did it. I think it's my favorite thing that we did in Japan. It was just really, it was an experience.
Yeah.
And then we had to make our way down the mountain, which was like another hour and a half walk. It was a hell of a climb. But I would do it again. And we got a little souvenir, like a little gate to treasure that experience.
I was trying to see like what they do, because they are a boundary between the sacred. So I mean, as you go through them, you're getting to like a holy space, you know.
Yeah, like at the very, very top of the mountain, there is this really nice shrine, and it sucks because we didn't realize at the time that we were at the top of the mountain, so we didn't stop and appreciate it like we should have. Yeah. But we did take a picture of it, so we have that at least as a memory.
Question as well, because it says normally you should bow as you approach and pass through a Torii gate, but when you have 1,000 in a row,
I was bowing all right. I was
forgivable not to do, right?
I feel like through half the climb, I was almost on all fours because I was like, I was so yeah.
Just climbing up. Okay. Ooh, Katsuni, look at him. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's cool. I love this. Cool.
I have another video I'll send you of like me walking through a really
Oh, that's fucking
nice,
beautiful.
like secluded shrine area. It was very awesome. It is a really, it's definitely a sacred place. Like I felt something,
Yeah.
you know. I said in pre-ramble, I'm atheist. I don't really believe in a god, but I definitely felt a connection to something higher, you know, or
Yeah.
something past and future. I have a lot of moments in my life where I have like an experience where I can look at a place and think about all the people that have been there before and all the
Yeah.
people that will be there after. And I don't think that's spiritual. I think that's just like the concept of time, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the fact that like this has been here for so many years and will continue to be here for so many years after I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I'm part of a tradition of people who have climbed this mountain, had an experience, and had a thought, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was really nice. It was a very fun time.
That's really cool. I like this one. That's, I think, my favorite thing you did too. That's really cool.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of anything else noteworthy that I wanted to talk about on here. I mean, I just love Japan. The toilets are fucking great.
Yeah.
By the way, they have like every toilet, almost every toilet. No, I think literally every toilet that I went to had a bidet and also like just a series of features. Like it'll have the bidet, of course. Every single toilet seat is heated.
Yeah.
Like it just opens and it's like hot and ready for you, which
And
was
they
gross the first
say-
time I did it because I was like, oh, somebody was
I
just
say
here. but-
konnichiwa.
yeah.
Welcome.
Hello. Yeah, I thought the first toilet I sat down on, I was like, somebody was just here with a very hot butt, but no, that's just
Yeah.
all the toilets.
Okay.
They're just hot for you. And also, some of them have a button where you you press a button for quote unquote privacy, and it just plays like bird noises really loud.
It's like,
So, like,
I'm gonna go ahead
I
and
don't
play
want
these bird
somebody
noises.
to-
Tweet, 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 tweet. Oh yeah, the birds. Birds out there.
Yeah, like it's like shitting in the woods. I don't know. So that was unique. And then they have like a blow dry function too. When you're done with the bidet, it'll just be like, and just dry your butt for you.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was a full service toilet. It's fantastic. They also have squat toilets, which the first time I encountered one of
Yeah.
those, I was like, oh no, because I've never used a squat toilet and I don't really want to.
Yeah.
But they usually just have them as an option. So like you'll open the door like, oh,
Okay.
squat toilet, and then you go to the next stall and it's one of the fancy, you know, fresh toilets. So
Yeah.
don't gotta use the squat one if you don't want to. And I did not want to. I don't even know how to begin to use
That's
a squat toilet. Like I'm worried that
You
I
squat.
would. Yeah, but like, do you take your pants off entirely? I feel like I would get
I mean,
something dirty in some way.
no, just down around the ankles, right?
But like, how do you get a good squat on if you? I don't know. What if you fall into the crevice? What if you fall and get stuff on you? I don't want that.
Stuff on you. I'll watch some squat toilet videos later.
Yeah, do some research.
Be like proper pant lowering level for squat toilet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure there's a Google result for that, right?
Probably. What is
All the
the appropriate?
You're
I said,
Googling
what
it
is
right
the
now?
appropriate? Yeah. What's the appropriate pants for Japanese squat toilet? It seems to know. Drop your pants to your knees, not your ankles.
Just your knees?
Yeah, you don't
I
want
don't
your pants
feel-
draped on the toilet. Gross. It says.
I'm gonna-
Like if Earl says that.
I'm gonna take my pants entirely off if I'm using a squat toilet. If I'm being honest, like I don't think, I don't trust myself enough.
Hang on. Do. How to use a squat toilet properly. 6 steps. Ready?
6 steps.
1. Stand over the toilet, straddling the porcelain in the floor, facing the dome and flushing handle. This is the front of the toilet.
Wait, you face the handle? I see. I would have
Yes.
done it totally fucking wrong.
Yep, you face the handle. 2. Drop your pants to your knees, not your ankles. You don't want your pants draped on the toilet. Gross.
Is this a WikiHow article? Are there
3.
illustrations?
No, this is bigtinyworld.com.
Okay.
And it's just bullet points, no photos. 3. Squat straight down over your feet, keeping balanced carefully. I usually brace my elbows on my knees.
All right.
4. Here's the secret step.
The secret.
Grab your pants at the crotch and pull them out of the way towards the front of the toilet.
Okay.
5. Other secret step. Pivot your hips so that you're aiming downward
I'm going to
below
fall.
your raised garments. Yes, you can aim. 6. Do your business. Wipe carefully, stand back up, and redress. Don't forget the flesh.
No. Okay. Yeah. I can't. I'm not coordinated enough, especially with my fucking busted knee at this point.
I'm just going to have to watch a video, and I know that's probably going to be a weird thing to have to watch, but I'm going to have to see it. I'm
I just
gonna
need
have
to see it in action.
Yeah. So I'll watch that later.
Yeah. So mercifully, that was toward the end of our trip, so I didn't have to limp around for too long. We came home on Saturday. Oh my God, the Denver airport. Okay, we flew back through the Denver airport.
Yeah.
We were hanging out. Oh, I have to send you this fucking picture too. We were hanging out, just like chilling. Let me find this picture before I continue the story, because it's deep in my messages somewhere.
Recesses.
Here. Okay.
Here.
So we go to the Denver airport. Thankfully, our flight is not late or anything. We're just hanging out in the terminal waiting. When what do I see at the corner of my eye? But a little
Two
furry
mices.
snoot. Just a little couple of mices.
Oh my God.
Underneath the fucking couch. So bold as to like crawl out and grab a crumb and then like go back underneath the couch.
Oh my God.
And so we didn't even see them first. This woman next to us with a baby, she looks down. She's like, "There's mice." And she like stands up and Richard's like, "What?" And she goes, "Mice." And he looks down, sees the mice and is like, "Holy shit," gets away from them. There were like 5 or 6 of them that we saw just like scuttling around, eating stuff off the ground. And I was like, this is terrifying. I need to tell somebody. So I go down to the gate and the only person there at the gate is the pilot. And I'm like, "Hey, there's mice." She's like, "What?"
Okay.
I'm like, there's like mice down at the couches in the terminal. There are mice running around." She was like, "Oh my God, that's gross." I was like, "Yeah, what do I do?" And she's like, "I don't know."
She's like,
So-
"Oh, we're about to fly the fuck out of here, so who cares?"
I fly the plane. I don't do anything about the mice. So I'm telling everybody that I can find who works at the airport. And the problem is that like nobody works for the airport. They all work for the airlines. So I'm like
God.
trying to get people to care about the mice and nobody cares about the mice. And the gate agent arrives and I'm like, "Hey, there's mice under the couch." And she was like, "Oh, we know about the mice."
Yeah, they live here.
You know about them?
That's Tom and Jerry. Leave them alone.
Yeah, literally. Like I told them, I was like, "There's mice," and she was like, "Oh, that's fine." And one of the other gate agent was like, "The birds will get them." Like you have a whole ecosystem here.
This is like the whole like, we have this problem. Let's introduce this predator, but they're prevalent, so let's introduce another
Oh my
predator.
God. Like they're about to release feral cats into this airport to take care of the birds and the mice. I was
Oh my God.
beside myself, and nobody would do anything. So Richard and I just like stood in the terminal, and anytime somebody went to go sit down, we're like, "Don't sit there, it's mice." And they would be like, "Oh shit," and walk away. After a while, we gave up our post and like walked away for a bit, and then we looked back and saw some old ladies sitting there. So Richard was like, I have to tell the old ladies." And he goes over and he tells them, and I see him like gesturing and like making little ears on his head. He's like, "No, mice, no, like there's mice under there." And the women, the women like don't do anything. And after a while, he like throws up his hands, exasperated, and walks back to me. And he's like, "They're not gonna get up." I was like, "Why not?" He's like, "I don't know if they can't hear me or if they just don't care."
I mean, it's just mice. They're cool.
I guess, but like, what if you're wearing sandals and one of them comes out and like grabs your little toe? I don't know. I was thoroughly grossed out. So if you're ever in the Denver airport, say hi to the mice for me.
They seem very polite, these mice.
Yeah, quite polite. But that was my trip. And then I got home, and then the first meeting I had at work, they told me I no longer work at the bank. So I'm unemployed now. Complete shock to my system. I can't believe that like a week ago I was living in bliss with the mice in the Denver airport, and now I'm fucking here and unemployed. Everything is upside down and weird and bad. And I'm just trying to
what do you do with your days?
I apply. I spend the whole day like the first couple of days, I did a lot of crying. And then, I mean, it was crying and applying. So I was like working through it, I was
Yeah.
processing my emotions and then just blasting my resume. And then the next couple of days after that, the depression hit. So I just kind of like laid in bed for a couple of days.
Yeah.
But now I'm back to the applying. So it's,
There you go.
it is what it is. And that's all I can do about it at this time. So
Yeah.
I'm contacting all my professionals that I know in the world and being like, hey, do you have a job for me? But like the worrisome thing is that I've talked to 3 people that have experienced unemployment lately, and they were all unemployed for over a year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that can't be my future. Like I'm physically, we are not capable of that right now. So
I'd say there's retail places, but that's still as unachievable.
yeah, nobody wants to work anymore. Nobody wants to hire anymore. Like,
I mean, you can just walk into a place and ask, right?
yeah, just walk into a place with their resume and hand it to them. It's not weird at all. It's not outdated.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have been to so many places being like, hey, do you guys have anything? And they're like, get on the website. Like, they'll scream
Yes.
at you. Leave me alone.
I have done that in recent years actually too. Like, not at you can't walk into a bank unfortunately and be like, are you guys hiring for data analyst positions?
Yeah.
Do you guys need a business operations specialist? But you can like ask at a retail place if they're hiring, and yeah, they just like get on the website. Like, I don't do hiring. I'm not that person. That's
Yeah.
corporate. I am person.
Yeah, there's no such thing as go somewhere for a job.
No,
It's not a thing.
it is not a thing. And as desperately as I wish it was, it will never be a thing again. So, such is life.
The world we were shown when we were growing up is not at all how it came to be. Did
No.
not come to pass these ways. You work hard,
And
shake
for
on
what?
it, doesn't do anything,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Life's upside down right now, but we're making it happen as best we can.
But your trip sounded amazing.
It was, and it feels like
Yeah.
a complete fever dream now.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be home. I didn't buy a house in Japan.
Do you wish you had?
I wish I could go back to Kyoto. Maybe on my second trip to Kyoto, I'll find a property and be like, now I live here.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I really did miss American food. As much as I dunk on it, I was, at the end of the trip, I was like, I could really do with a nice burger right now.
I mean, when I was in the UK, I ate Five Guys daily. Like every day, for the most part. It was like one of the cheapest things I could eat.
Yeah, that's nice. It's Five Guys is like $35 a plate here.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll just eat Five Guys. And I'd double size it or whatever. It's great.
Jesus.
Well, I'm glad you're back. And I'm glad you had that wonderful experience.
Yeah, me too.
Not happy for what you came back to.
Yeah. But like I said,
But-
we persevere.
Yeah.
The horrors persist, but so do I.
Exactly. So, there we go. You ready to plan your next overseas trip?
Yeah, I am.
If you love this episode, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can get the good YMBToAP into fresh new ears. We release weekly every single Monday, even when a co-host just takes off out of the country for 2 weeks. We still got you covered. We plan ahead. We are just planners. We're always thinking. We're getting this stuff done for you. We
Think
are
about you.
in the 6-year mark. We already had our 6-year anniversary.
We did. We missed it. Happy anniversary.
I wished it in the Discord, but that's all we got for you guys. 6 is not a big number. 5's a big number, but we're already
Yeah.
past 5. So at 10, we'll see you again.
Okay.
But yeah. So 6 years, fucking times 52, man. Never missed it. It's nuts when you think about that. That is punctuality to the extreme. We never
For
miss it for you
sure.
guys. If you want to talk to us, catch us over at the Discord. The link to that is in our show notes. Hop on over there, join if you're not in there. We have our general chat, which is all we talk about, our episode discussion. Talk to us about, I don't know, have you ever been to Japan? Tell us what your favorite thing was that you did there. We're probably going to post all these pictures up in there, and you can comment on those. We'll have a nice little chit-chat session, man. Good times, good stuff. Just thank you guys for listening, supporting us for the 6 fucking years we've been here. We love that you guys are here. Have loved every minute doing all this stuff with you guys, and we plan to be here a lot more time. Love you guys.
Our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Farage. Please check him out on YouTube. And as always, while you're on YouTube, by the way, go ahead and look up some videos of squat toilets. I think you need to know. But as always, thank you so much for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Do you want to climb a mountain with me?
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
If you love this episode, redo. If you love this episode, please tell a friend. Word of mouth is the best way we can get the good YMBToAP into fresh new ears. We release weekly. If you want to talk to us, catch on.
What's happening over there?
If you want to talk to us, catch us over at the Discord. Not so secret anymore. We had links to show. It's. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Robert.
We ain't podcasting
in a
forever.
month.
Let's do that again. Third take, Robert. You got
Here
it?
we go.
You got it?
Third time's
Edit
a
this
charm.
out. All right? You got this? Fucking pay attention, dude. Okay.